Before you quit, pause. Not forever, just long enough to think clearly. Because the decision you're about to make feels emotional, but it's actually strategic. The urge to quit doesn't show up when something is meaningless. It shows up when something is stretching you. You don't feel like quitting things that don't matter. You feel like quitting when you're not instantly good, when you're tired of trying, when the learning curve embarrasses you, when you're exhausted from not seeing results. Quitting feels logical when you're frustrated, but frustration is often the evidence that growth is happening. You see, when you're learning something new, you lose your sense of mastery. You feel exposed, you feel small, you feel behind. Most people don't quit because they're incapable. They quit because they don't like how it feels in the process. Growth threatens your identity before it upgrades it. That's why quitting feels relieving. It removes the discomfort immediately, but it also removes the possibility. Scripture says, let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete. Let, meaning you can interrupt the process. You can walk away before it finishes shaping you. And here's the part nobody's going to tell you. If you quit now, you don't escape the lesson. Guess what? You repeat it. Different setting, different people, same pressure. Because the pressure isn't random, it's formative. Romans says suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. Character isn't built in comfort, it's built in resistance. So let's confront something, okay? You don't actually want to quit. You want the discomfort to stop. There's a difference. The voice that tells you to give up always sounds reasonable. It doesn't scream, it negotiates. This isn't for you. You've tried enough, bro. Maybe you're not wired for this. If the enemy can stop your calling, he'll aim at your endurance. Galatians says, don't grow weary in doing good, for in due season you will reap if you don't give up. That verse assumes weariness. It doesn't shape it, it warns you not to surrender to it. There's a version of you on the other side of this frustration, stronger, steadier, and less fragile. But that version doesn't exist without this moment right here. So before you quit, ask yourself, are you quitting because it's impossible or it's because it's uncomfortable? Are you quitting because you can't or because you're tired of not being good yet? You see, pressure doesn't always mean stop. Sometimes it means stretch. And if you can endure this, not perfectly, not flawless, just faithful, you won't just pass through this season, you'll expand in it. Before you quit, listen carefully. You're not being blocked, you're being built. Hear this. Every season that grows will test you. Every calling that's real will confront the parts of you that still need strengthening. And every time you feel like quitting, it's usually because you've reached the edge of who you were and about to step into who you're becoming. Growth doesn't feel like glory at first. It feels like pressure. It feels like stretching. It feels like God pulling you out of the version of yourself that can't carry the next level. But here's the truth. Breakthrough rarely announces itself. It usually shows up disguised as fatigue, frustration, and I don't know if I can do this anymore. That's why perseverance matters. Not because you're supposed to be superhuman, but because God builds strength in places where you refuse to surrender. And listen, you're closer than you think. Most people quit at the door. Most people walk away right before the shift. Most people stop when the pressure peaks, not realizing pressure peaks right before the release. So don't misread this moment. This isn't the end of your capacity. This is the beginning of your expansion. You're not failing, you're forming. You're not stuck, you're being shaped. You're not being blocked, you're being built intentionally, specifically, and purposefully. And when you come out of this, you won't just be stronger. You'll be steadier. You'll be clearer. You'll be more aligned with who God always knew you could be. Breathe. Before you quit, pray. Before you quit, remember what God asked for. Because sometimes the answer comes wrapped in resistance. So listen up. You're not fighting for nothing. There is purpose in this pressure. There is intention in this stretching. There is destiny in this discomfort. Every time you choose to stay, even when it's hard, you're teaching your future self how to stand. You're building spiritual muscle memory. You're proving to the enemy that you can't be pushed out of what God placed in you. And listen, the version of you that God is forming right now, that version can handle rooms you used to pray for. That version can carry blessings you used to doubt. That version can walk into authority you used to shrink away from. That version can carry blessings you used to doubt you were ready for. You don't meet that version by quitting. You meet them by enduring. So before you quit, remember this. You prayed for growth. You asked for strength. You wanted to be elevated. And God is answering, just not in the way comfort would choose. This pressure isn't punishment, it's preparation. The season isn't blocking you, it's building you. And when you come out of this, you won't just be better, you'll be unshakable. So keep going, keep showing up, keep choosing the version of you that refuses to fold, okay? And if this has touched you, or you feel this is for someone, even for yourself, give this video a like, subscribe, and until next time, keep your head up, your hands up, and let it resonate.